For 20 years, the answer to which electric flagship saloon should I buy has started and ended with 3 German badges: Audi, BMW, Mercedes. Nobody questioned it. The ES90 is Volvo's answer, and the first time you sit inside it, the German logic starts to feel like habit rather than evidence. By the end of this, you will know whether this car belongs on your short list or your avoid list. 5 meters long, a 3.1 meter wheelbase, and a drag coefficient of 0.25, the lowest Volvo has ever built. The ES90 does not look like a traditional saloon. It sits higher than you expect. The roofline drops like a fastback, and the rear is technically a hatchback, which matters more than it sounds. In Onyx Black with the 22-inch aero wheels, the proportions are tight and deliberate. Thor's hammer headlights up front, C-shaped taillights at the rear, vertical light signatures integrated into the rear glass. There is nothing here that shouts, everything here that earns its place. But the reason this car costs what it costs is not on the outside, it is inside, and the quality of what Volvo put in there is the argument the German alternatives now have to answer. The ES90 interior is the calmest cabin I've walked into at this price point in a long time. Slim birch wood inlays run across the dashboard, bending gently into floating armrests. 6 ambient lighting themes shift the mood without ever feeling like a nightclub. The Nordico upholstery in Dawn and white is soft, sustainable, and convincing as a leather alternative. 2 angle displays, a 9-inch driver cluster, and a 14.5-inch portrait touchscreen sit in the architecture without dominating it. The design philosophy is restraint. Not minimalism for its own sake, restraint because someone decided what belongs and what does not. Up front, the seats are genuinely excellent. Ventilated Nordico with integrated headrests that double as Bowers and Wilkins speaker housings. This car has the optional premium sound system, 25 speakers with Dolby Atmos, and in a cabin this quiet, it performs at a level I was not expecting from a show floor demo. The steering column adjusts via buttons on the wheel itself, and your seating position saves to a profile that loads when you unlock the car. Head-up display is standard on the Ultra. 4-zone climate is standard across the range. The one thing that takes adjustment is the absence of physical controls for seat and mirror positioning. Volvo moved everything to the screen. You set it once and forget it. Whether that bothers you depends on how often you share this car. The rear cabin is where the 3.1-meter wheelbase earns its keep. Legroom is generous enough that 2 adults sit comfortably without compromise, even with the battery floor raising the seating position slightly. Rear passengers get their own climate zone, heated and ventilated seat controls on the B-pillar, and 2 USB-C ports. The center armrest has cup holders and a small storage bin. I have been in dedicated chauffeur cars with less considered rear accommodation. For a car that is also expected to do the school run and the motorway commute, this is a genuine strength. 424 liters of boot space, around 15 cubic feet, with the rear seats up. The liftback tailgate opens wide and the load lip is reasonable. Fold the rear seats in a 40-20-40 split and you reach 733 liters. There is also a 22-liter frunk under the bonnet, size for the charging cable and not much else. For a saloon-shaped car, the hatchback opening changes the practicality calculation entirely. Flat-pack furniture, ski bags, pushchairs. The shape earns its keep on a Saturday morning. 333 horsepower from a single rear-mounted motor. 480 Newton-meters of torque, the kind of figure that means you never feel slow at a junction, even if you are never genuinely fast. 6.6 seconds to 100 kilometers per hour, around 6.6 seconds to 62 miles per hour. That is adequate and then some for a car this size. The 92 kilowatt-hour battery returns up to 650 kilometers of WLTP range, around 404 miles. This is Volvo's first 800-volt architecture. Plug into a 300 kilowatt fast charger and you are from 10 to 80% in around 22 minutes. 300 kilometers, around 186 miles of range added in 10 minutes. That is a coffee stop. The charging disappears into the routine, which is the only acceptable outcome. This car, as configured on the Salzburg Motor Show floor with the Bowers and Wilkins system, pilot assist package, winter package, and tinted rear glass, costs €90,920. The Audi A6 e-tron in comparable specification sits in the same territory. The BMW i5 asks for similar money with a less refined interior. Whether those badges carry enough weight to justify choosing them over this is a question that used to have an obvious answer. After spending time inside the ES90, the answer is not obvious anymore. That is the strongest thing I can say about this car, and I did not expect to be saying it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more content just like this. Leave a comment below with your thoughts or questions. I read every single one. And don't forget to click the bell icon to get notified about my next upload. See you in the next video.